Thanks for tuning in to Vizik. I was looking for something interesting to cover about COVID-19 and came across this new visualization on Tableau Public. It's actually published by the COVID-19 Data Hub. The first thing that I want to cover, and mostly for this discussion, is about color. There are also a few technical things I'd like to go over. The first thing that jumped out to me were these colored boxes, yellow, green, which is colored blue, and red. I'm not sure what the point behind the green is, but I expect the names are there because they understood that there might be a conflict between coloring boxes green and red, and people with color vision deficiency might not be able to distinguish the difference. Instead of using color, I think using shapes here might be a bit more practical. So for example, for positive, we could use a thumbs up, negative a thumbs down, yellow could be an okay. You could use something like a smiley face or other thing to signal right away which condition this is in. Also, you may notice that all of the ranges are different for the colors depending on the particular metric, so it might be a little simpler just to use some kind of imagery here. The other reason I'm thinking about using shapes instead of the colors is that we've got two gradients in play as well. So that's a lot of color going on, and it might detract from what people are looking at. I like the idea of using this gray gradient for the population, but there's some things going on with the gradient for the mask percentage. First of all, everything is showing up as blue because the scale is capped at 100%. You can see there are values like 425, 155, 226. So instead of capping at 100, making that number a little bit higher would probably make more sense and give us a sense of the range of what's going on. Also, it's not clear what the sorting is over here because it's not alphabetic, it's not by masks distributed, and we saw that it's not by percentage, 425, 155, 226. So we may want to address that as well. The other thing that I'd like to cover from a technical standpoint is this is not a long list, and I feel like we could potentially lay out this view slightly differently so that we could eliminate the scrolling. The last point I'd like to cover is in terms of the timing. Here we see that these are set up to be 30 days, and it might be helpful to just show what that date range is, but I think it's okay like this as well. The confusing part is when you go over here is not knowing what the date range is. The large number of masks, 717,000, made me think this might actually be covering the entire time since the pandemic started. But you can see it starts on September 2nd and goes to the end of October, so it's 60 days, not 30 days. What might be helpful is first labeling it 60 days and then marking off exactly where the September and October months are so that it's easier to compare the last 30 days. Thanks again for tuning into Vizik. Take a look below to see my final idea on what this could look like.